All right, hey guys, hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Sanch here, and welcome back to another episode of Bodybuilding News Today. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about Hadi Choopan. Now, surprisingly, I haven't talked about him yet. 3 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia, one of the favorites to be potentially in the top three. Last year, he placed third, I believe, and won the People's Champ, the 2019 Mr. Olympia. So there is a lot of conversation, a lot of hype that Hadi Choopan or Hadi Choopan could crack into the top three again this year. He could even knock out a second place finish potentially. There's a lot of opportunity for Hadi at this year's Mr. Olympia. He is the Persian Wolf, known for bringing fantastic conditioning. Looking back, I was wondering if he's always had good conditioning. So I pulled up some photos that I could find from 2017. On the right here, we have the San Marino Pro, or the Italy Pro, however you want to call it. And on the left, we have the 2019 Mr. Olympia. And he definitely looks a lot sharper in 2019 compared to the San Marino Pro. He was competing in the 212, so the criteria is a little different. It seems that conditioning isn't always in the top priority for the 212 guys, unfortunately. But he looked pretty good. He looks relatively similar in mass, hamstrings, everything like that looks very similar. On the right, we have the Asian Grand Prix in 2017, and then on the left, the same thing, 2019 Mr. Olympia. And I like these shots. I think he looks very comparable. Obviously, the 2019 Mr. Olympia, much better conditioning. And I think he looks a lot better with a full beard compared to the goatee. Now, I'm not going to lie. I wish he would have kept the villain mustache, the villain Fu Manchu type thing he had going on Instagram. But we can't have everything we want. But he looks good so far. Looking at his most recent Instagram picture, the blue one where he's showing off the quads and the shins and the calves, he looks good. He always has had good looking legs. He has, fantastic leg development, quad development, big centaur legs, rivaling those of Big Ramy, which probably he'll be side by side with for that second to fourth, fifth call out, depending on where he lands with conditioning and what other competitors bring to the stage. But it's really going to come down to what the other competitors are going to be bringing to the stage. Hadi Choopan, I think, is going to be bringing the same level of conditioning, the same package, maybe 1 or 2 more pounds, 5 at most if he had a really good offseason. We don't know. I know 2020 has been a trying season for all of us, including those over in Iran. So hopefully he was able to get a good training offseason. His nutrition was on par. But the big question here is his visa, if he's been able to get it. If you look at Dan Solomon's most recent Instagram, or no, it was RX Muscle, Dave Palumbo's interview. He was talking about his flight here is looking very positive, and no one, including Nick Miller, everyone was kind of confused on the caption and what exactly was going on there. Does that mean he's already flying here, or does that mean that the opportunity, the potential of him getting a visa is looking very positive? If you don't remember from last year's 2019 Mr. Olympia, I think it came down to, it was 8 or 9 days before the Mr. Olympia. It was 2 weeks before. We didn't know if he was going to be competing, if he was going to be able to get there. And then less than a week out, we didn't know if he was going to compete in 212 or open, because he won the 2019 Vancouver Pro in the open class. I guess if you didn't know, Hadi Choopan was a very successful, first call-out competitor in the 212 class. So he made that jump last year. Some people were wondering, was it for the money? Was it for the clout? I think it was for both. If you're competing in the open class compared to the 212, you're going to be making a lot more money. Your sponsors are going to be a lot happier with an open class bodybuilder compared to a 212. And it also gives them the chance to compete at the Arnold Classic, since the Arnold Classic no longer offers the 212 class. So there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of ups and downs that you could look at for switching to the open class, but I think he made a good decision here. I look forward to seeing Hadi Choopan at the 2020 Mr. Olympia. I hope that he repeats the same level of conditioning and stage presence that he had, a very dominant performance at the 2019, and I look forward to seeing that here in 2020. But the real question is, where do you guys see Hadi Choopan placing at this year's Mr. Olympia? Do you see him staying in this top 3? Do you see him battling Phil Heath and Brandon Curry, potentially, respectfully, for the first, second, or third place finish at the Mr. Olympia? And where do you see him sitting with his visa? Do you think he's going to be getting it in the next week or so? Do you think he already has it? Do you think he's on the plane right now, heading to the U.S. to train with best of luck to Hadi Choopan? Leave your comments in the comments section below. If you enjoy bodybuilding news in general, definitely consider subscribing. If you enjoyed this episode, like the video. It definitely helps me know that you guys want to see more Mr. Olympia contest prep update videos. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.